Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today for this video where I am going to show you how I create my monthly spreads and my planning bullet journal. So while you watch the video, I'm going to go over just a couple of things with you about how I get inspiration and also what I do before you see this process. So I don't just sit down and start the process, I actually have some steps I take before I get to what you're seeing here. So before I begin any spread, the first thing I do is I decide on what elements I need in my spread and I write them down. So when I say elements, what I mean are, am I going to have a calendar? Do I need a to-do list? Do I need a list of important dates? Do I want to put my goals? So I really get clear and decide what's going to go in here. So for me in this spread, I'm doing a calendar, as you can see now. I'm also going to be doing a list of important dates that go on that calendar, a list of goals, and a to-do list of things I want to get done that month. So when you have this clearly in mind before you start out, not only are you going to be able to make a beautiful spread here, but it's also going to be really productive and functional for you. And it's going to make it easier for you to build your spread because it gives me the idea of how much room am I going to need to leave for these things. So I'll usually have an idea in mind about how much space I need for each of those elements that I'm going to put in. Okay, so now you've got your elements and you know what those are. Then it comes down to deciding on your inspiration. So describing inspiration and where you get it is kind of difficult because you don't really actually find inspiration. It's more of something you open yourself up to. And for me, that can come from literally anywhere. It could start with a color. So I could see this beautiful nude color and decide that's what I want to put my spread around. It could come from a picture that I see. So I could see a picture and just love the vibe of that picture and say, I just want to do a whole spread that, kind of stems from this. Or it could be a mood I'm feeling. So maybe I'm feeling dark, or maybe I'm feeling spring-like. So inspiration can really come from any of those places. And I like to build my spread around that. So once I have an inspiration, I'll begin collecting things that I feel like go with that inspiration. So I will go to my box of stickers and I will look through all my stickers and pick out ones that I think will go with it. I may not necessarily use them all, but I like to have them all close by. And then I'll go to my stamps and I'll look through all my stamps and find the ones that I think will go with the spread. And then I'll do the same thing with washi tape, papers, post-it notes. I like a lot of texture and different kind of mediums in my spread, so I have a lot of supplies to go through. I'll also go through markers and different stuff like that I want to use, and I'll gather it all together, and you can kind of see that here on my desk where I've got all my inspiration pieces gathered together. And again, it doesn't mean I'm going to use them all, but these are the things that I felt like went with my spread. So my inspiration for this spread actually came from a printable kit that I just did called Moon Gardens. So it was actually pretty easy because the kit comes with pictures and a memo and a bunch of embellishments to use. And then all I needed was some stamps and some washi. So that was actually made it like really nice and easy. And what I love about this kit is, and what inspired me was, I really wanted this like nude pale vibe, and it's like one of my favorite things to do. I think we all have that thing we kind of just go back to over and over again that just is our aesthetic and feels good to us. I do like to get out of the box, but the whole pale nude vibe is definitely my thing. So now that you have all your inspiration and your supplies that you want to use, you can gather them together, sit down, and then that's when you can really begin to put your spread together. And when I'm putting a spread together, I don't necessarily have like a set plan that I know of yet. That's when the fun begins. You've done all the legwork, you've figured out all the organizational stuff, you've got all the thinking out of the way. Now this is when you want to really let your creativity take over and play. So you'll see here, I'll move stuff around and just kind of play with things till they fit where I want them to. I like to overlap things. Like I said, I like there to be a lot of texture. And I also think that you can find pieces, if you can glue something down, you can put it in your journal. So always be on the lookout for things that are unconventional that you can stick inside your journal. Like old pages of a book. So just so you know, I don't rip new books apart, the pages from this book, or old books for that matter, but this book was actually like falling apart, pages falling out. It was beyond its useful life. So I thought I'd recycle it, but once somebody was like, I can't believe you tear books apart, and literally the book was completely falling apart. So no, I would never like destroy a book. I'm obsessed with books and love them so much. So while we watch the rest of the video, I just want to go over with you guys where I get some supplies. It's a question I get asked all the time, and I get supplies from so many different places, and I will put links below. And I'm also going to try not to be too self-promotional here, because honestly I do get a lot from my shop, but I also buy tons and tons from other sellers. My favorite places to find supplies are just on Etsy. Go on Etsy and just search for stickers or items, and you will find some of the most unique and amazing gifts. And I love supporting other artists. Yeah, I sell printable kits, but I also buy them. I buy them from other people all the time. I'm not the type of person who feels like you're in competition. I feel like we're just small artists all supporting each other, and everyone's art is so unique. So I really encourage you to, do some shopping on Etsy or from other small businesses. Because like I don't have an Etsy shop, but I have a website, and I'm just a small business myself. So that's a great place. Also, I do like some bigger shops like scrapbook.com, which I'll put that link down below as well. They have a ton of fun stuff to choose from, and they have a lot of different lines that they carry, so I really like those guys. So basically the stuff I used in this spread, I'll go over with you really quick. Like I said, I used my Moon Gardens printable kit, and that consists of all 3 pictures that you see here. It also consists of all the other little embellishments like the flowers and the moon, also that purple memo note, also the little flag that you see there, the phases of the moon at the top. And then I have the craft paper tag. That's just something I picked up from Joann's. We talked about the old book, which is that you see in here. The washi is from various places. Some of it I got randomly from IKEA. Some of it's from my shop. The stamp that I used on the calendar page, the little flower one, that's actually a new release that's going to be in the shop. The love stamp and the XO stamp that I'm about to stamp right now, that's from Allie Edwards Ink. She has a lot of cool scrapbooking stuff. Let's see, what else do we have here? The notebook I'm using is an A5 Archer and Olive. You can get those from the Archer and Olive website, or I also carry them in my website now too. The craft tape is a double-sided permanent craft tape. I keep 20 of those on hand because I'm terrified to live without them. You can get those at tons of places, any craft store. Again, I also carry them at my shop. My favorite pen to use is a Micron pen. It's my favorite because you can write over pencil with it and erase the pencil immediately without smudging or bleeding. That's my favorite thing in the world. The white pen, that is also going to be a new release in the shop coming very soon. So as you can see, I'm just getting ready to finish up this spread, but before I am done, I just wanted to take a minute and say how much I appreciate all of you for being here with me. And if you have any questions about my process or the things that I used or any kind of comment, always feel free to drop it below, and I do my very best to get back to every single person. It may take me a day or two, but I always try to get back to you. And I really appreciate you watching, and like and subscribe to my channel if you dig what you see.